afternoon, Rob Parker from Peach Business Software. Today I want to show you some new features that are in the reference file, pricing mainly, and also just to explain, the reference file is a product file in the background which you can store all your suppliers' parts in. So instead of having all your suppliers' parts in the main database clogging up your product file, throw them all into the reference file. You can have hundreds of thousands of part numbers there. And then if you search for one of those part numbers from a sales screen or any sort of transaction screen, it'll offer you the part from the reference file if it can't find it anywhere else. And then just with one click it can add to the product file. So it's well worth considering putting all those parts that you don't normally use into the reference file instead of the product file. So let me show you a new feature here, and this is to do with Peach Online or Trade Connect or Oscar within Peach Software. It's to do with pricing. So first of all, we'll just go into Oscar. This is a typical Trade Connect screen in Oscar, and basically once you do a search you get the results and you get some pricing. So here you can see this is a product that's in your product file, none in stock however, and then a red means that's a product that's not in your product file but it's in your reference file. So now what we're going to talk about is the pricing that comes through from the reference file. Up until now, the only pricing that would have come through from the reference file is the products that were in price A or B in the reference file. Let's just go into Peach to the reference file and I'll show you what I mean. This is the reference file screen. You can get to that from the task menu. Look under product, under control product, and then reference file. So back to the reference file. What I've done is I've actually done a search for the product in Trade Connect, and I've come up with a couple of products as an RST206. The other part number I'm using is an A1634. So if we go back into Peach, into the reference file and look for those part numbers, there's the A1634, and you can see if you scroll across, you can see price A, B and C. So there's no B and no C, which is pretty typical because normally when you bring your products into the reference file, you only bring them in with perhaps a cost price and a recommended retail or a trade price. So what we want to do here is when your customers log in through Trade Connect or Peach Online, or when you log into Oscar in your V12, you don't want to just see what the trade price is. You want to see what the price is for that particular customer based on the group, the subgroup, matrix and the customer code. So now we can do that. So if we go into customer here, we can see that this product is in SP08, customer 003. If I go to his pricing grid, SP08, I've got A50, which is less 50%. So now let's have a look what happens when you go into Trade Connect. You can see here that the part number in question, A1634, is list less 50%. So now it's giving the proper price for that customer based on the group and subgroup. Remember, you should have in the reference file, so back to the reference file, you will need to have a group and subgroup in your reference file which matches the groups and subgroups in your product file and in your customer's matrix. The other thing you can do here is you can also say, I want this customer to have price level C. So any product in the reference file with a price C, unless it's in the F8 matrix for the customer, it will come up with price C from the reference file. So you can apply that to price A, B or C. And we can see here the other part number that came up was RST206. So if we go back to Peach, for that customer, that's a T004. So let's have a look for that part number up here. There's a part number. It's in the group T004 and subgroup. There it is there, group, subgroup, and we're giving it cost plus 10. So the cost for that product, go across, is 1707. And if we go back to Trade Connect, we can see there it's 1878 is the price. So that's coming through from your customer's matrix. So let's just test that price C for a second. Back to the reference file again. All right, there it is there. And we can see there we've got price A, B and C for this product in the reference file. And we'll go into the customer's matrix and we'll just delete that line. Okay to that. Alright, so now what should happen is we should get price C because that customer's override is price C. So now if we go back into Trade Connect and we'll just click off that category and back onto it again, RST 206, so you can see now price C has come through from the product file. So there you have it. Now whether that's in Oscar, and that's whether you're in Trade Connect or Peach Online or in fact just in Oscar in B12, now you can actually see that the customer's prices are represented correctly. As I said, as long as your groups and subgroups are updated in your reference file, and price ABC by the way. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about that, I'm sure you will, please call Peach Support. There are a couple of tick options in the background, a couple of things you have to make sure of, but now you can actually push all those products back into the reference file and you can still ensure that the pricing to the client is as per your matrix. Thanks for watching.